everyone, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 7 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in Lucha Underground history with match number 44 on our list, which is the match between Killshot and Dante Fox from the November 23rd, 2016 edition of Lucha Underground entitled Every Woman is Sexy, Every Woman is a Star, an episode no doubt inspired by Sexy Star. This match is not the match you're thinking of with these two if you are a Lucha Underground aficionado. What this is the first one-on-one contest that these two guys would have in Lucha Underground, and ultimately it would really be their only fully fleshed one-on-one contest before the Hell of War match they would have at Lucha Underground Trez, but more on that to come in the future. So I talked about it a little while ago when speaking about Killshot's Mask vs. Mask match with Son of Havoc, but these two were embroiled in a feud throughout Season 3 of Lucha Underground. Killshot had debuted in Season 2, and he was kind of this cool, mysterious, military type character that, was predominantly a face. He had a feud with Marty the Moth Martinez. Dante Fox, showed up, jumped Killshot, was kind of the heel, but we would learn long term, as more and more was unraveled, with their story through the various promos and cinematic sequences, that in actuality, Killshot went AWOL on his military, team, I don't know what you call it, unit, that was led by Dante Fox, who was, their corporal or commander-in-chief or whatever he was. So Killshot kind of left his team for dead, including Dante Fox. When Dante Fox showed up in Lucha Underground to extract his revenge and get answers from Killshot, Killshot kind of seemed like he had seen a ghost, thinking that Fox was dead. So Dante Fox, of course, is played by the absolutely incredible, supremely underrated legend that is A.R. Fox. If you are not familiar with A.R. Fox, because outside of Lucha Underground, he's never had, a big-time contract. He's never really shown up, on WWE TV or AEW so far, or Impact, or, he's never been in Ring of Honor. He is, of the 2010s onward, one of the best independent wrestlers. He is so good. He is so innovative. Has always flown under that radar. He is absolutely great with his training at the WW4A school in Atlanta, Georgia. Pumping out tons of high quality young talent on the indies that have come, out of his group. So A.R. Fox, at the time of recording this video, he's about to make his return to GCW, and I really hope that things start to, come to the forefront for him once again, because he deserves it. He's a hell of a wrestler. And this match, being that, it's the first, really kind of exposure that he's getting, he goes all out, and they designed this match very smartly for it to be a showcase around Dante Fox. We know at this point that Killshot is highly capable, and they basically work this match as parallel versions of each other. They establish that they are, very similar, very much on the same level, lots of counters, lots of great, quick, exchanges with intricate moves and counters. You'll know if this type of wrestling is for you, if you like that, I don't want to say like overly choreographed, but that very fluid, high flying that we'd see from likes of Will Ospreay and Ricochet and guys like that. This is exactly what you're going to get with this match, but they throw some absolutely brutal spots in this one as well, as A.R. Fox is known to do. We get, some trash talk at the start. We don't quite know the whole backstory between these guys quite yet, but they establish that there is that grudge there. Like I said, fast-paced wrestling, and again, all about showing what A.R. Fox can do. So he very early on starts hitting his tope sequence, where he would normally hit, multiple dives in a row, normally 3 of them, but the third gets cut off with an enziguri. They do a phenomenally timed spot here, where Dante Fox kind of comes over the ropes, and I call it like the Tiger Mask or the Mitsuharu Misawa spot, where he almost does like a somersault coming over the ropes and lands on his feet on the ring apron. But as he comes over to do that, Killshot, who's on the ring apron, does a backflip off of it and lands on his feet on the arena floor. And just the timing required and the precision to pull off a sequence like that, and for them to nail it as well as they did, is absolutely incredible. So they do that here, and then AR Fox proceeds to hit his, like kick flip off the ring post moonsault that he does while running on the apron, kicking off the post into the moonsault on the floor. So he gets that in there. It looks great. Fox also shows, that he can bump, and he takes some of his signature bumps. So, if you're someone that watches a lot of the indies like me, you've seen some of these moves. And I don't know if I've talked about it on this program before, but I feel like I may have. I talk about how wrestlers have their signature moves, but they also have signature moves that they take. So, there's moves that somebody knows they can take that looks good. And, therefore, they'll have their opponents, incorporate it, even if it's a move that their opponent would never really use. I remember in the early 2000s, Colt Cabana would take reverse Hurricane Ranas. Before that was like a move everybody was doing. So you'd see him, wrestle like Christopher Daniels, who's never done a reverse Hurricane Rana in his career, but he would do that move on Cabana, because Cabana could take a great bump off his neck and his head to do that. You would, watch like a Chris Sabin match, and he would take basically the Tornado Canadian Destroyer, to counter the Alabama Slam out of the corner. We had Joey Janela that would take the monkey flip, while seated on the chair and land on the chair, right? So, and you'd have guys monkey flipping him that have never done a monkey flip before or since. So that's something, if you watch a lot of wrestling, you pick up on. So here, they do some of those signature moves that AR Fox takes from various guys. But given that this is, his TV exposure match, opening it up to a new audience, so I really didn't have a problem with it. He goes for an apron 619, and Shane Strickland counters that into like a hangman's neck breaker off the apron to the floor with a crazy neck bump. It looked great. The big move here, though, is AR Fox goes for low main pain, which, if you've never seen that, it's basically like a split leg version of the Spanish Fly. So his opponent's seated on the top rope. He runs up, leaps up to the top rope, hits that kind of like seated split leg off the ropes while holding the guy in a Uranagi rock bottom position and backflips in the Spanish Fly. Super cool move that he put on the map. He goes for that, though, and Killshot counters it and blocks it, and then proceeds just an absolutely crazy move that Fox was taking from everybody on the indies at this point, where Killshot hits a Death Valley driver from the second rope, but he does it while they're faced out towards the floor, and he hits this Death Valley driver off the second rope onto the ring apron. It is a crazy bump. Apron moves are always disgusting to begin with. They got a really big resurgence in the 2010s, and Fox, again, just upped that level even more by, doing a move that is bad enough on the apron, but doing it off the second rope. He's a crazy man. Again, great counters. Killshot scores a big Rana, so of course, a big Ace Crusher. So of course, Dante Fox goes for, an Ace Crusher of his own. He does like a springboard, and kind of like leaps back into a cutter, but Killshot, has that scouted and counters it into his short arm scissors. We get, after the apron DVD that I just mentioned, Killshot rolls him back in, hits the swerve stomp, the big double stomp from the top. It's only good for 2. Looks to finish with the JML driver, right? That Storm Cradle driver that he uses as his finish. Fox gets a roll up out of that for 2 and a great near fall. We get like a big strike kick sequence where they're both, doing kip ups and, matrix bridges and stuff like that to avoid all the strikes. But it finally ends with Fox connecting, hitting low main pain, and rolling it into the Fox catcher, which was the move that he was using as his finish in Lucha Underground. Basically a cross-arm brainbuster. Great move that you don't see enough, and Fox hit it great, and it was enough to put Killshot away for 3. An excellent first time encounter between these two, and a sign of what would come later. If you follow the indies, you've seen these guys square off before in promotions like CZW. So, this match, I remember watching at the time. I was like, it's good. I'm super happy Dante Fox is on TV, but it really wasn't anything I've seen before. That said, you don't see a lot of AR Fox on the indies anymore. Shane Strickland's been doing his thing in the WWE as Isaiah Swerve Scott. So it's been so long since I've seen these guys collide that this match felt incredibly fresh to me, and I loved every minute of it. It is a phenomenal sprint. It goes less than 10 minutes. It is well worth your time. Lucha Underground, so if you check it out, it might still be available for free on the Tubi app. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, but if you do a Google search, you can find these episodes online quite easily. You can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube so that you never miss a video. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50, and please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's Top 50. Top 50.